what is Islamic microfinance and why is it needed in today's world and especially the current scenario? So I've been working very closely with Ahwat Foundation for the past 4 years. I'm sure you would be familiar with Ahwat Foundation in Pakistan. They are world's largest Karte Hassan organization in the world. And those of you who do not know what Karte Hassan is is benevolent loan, literal translation. It's interest-free loans as well. And the basic concept behind Ahwat is coming from Muakhat Medina. So I got so inspired that I had to write a book, which I have co-authored with Dr. Muhammad Amjad Saqib, the founder of Ahwat Foundation. And I've been working very closely with Transform Community Associates. I co-edited this book as well, which is integral to Islamic finance and semiotic approach. So this is a little bit about me. So as you can see, we have, whilst I was designing the course, I just realized that most people are familiar with Islamic microfinance. It's a term which is quite often used, and I'm sure most of you are familiar. But I wanted to really dig deep into what microfinance covers before we go into venturing to Islamic side of it, because of course it gets too complicated. And I think getting the concepts right, as per my own understanding, and as a researcher, I believe if the foundation is laid properly, then we can grasp the concepts. And let's then show you. So this is the syllabus. So you'll start as a beginner, and these are the topics I would be covering in the first module, which is the history of microfinance. Quite often, it's understood that microfinance, the term microfinance, was coined by Dr. Muhammad Yunus from Bangladesh. Yes, he actually gave the world, he actually innovated microfinance. But there is a history of microfinance which came from Europe and especially Ireland. And I'm so happy that my Irish mystic friend he's attending this webinar as well. Thank you, Paul. So I would be expanding on all these topics, as in the brief history of what is microcredit and microfinance principles. And as you can see, how microfinance work. I'll share with you case studies of some big organizations or the concepts that started. So module 2 will then bring you to history of Islamic microfinance. And we will delve deeper into the Islamic principles of finance and then microfinance, because Islamic microfinance is relatively a new term. And as you know, that Islamic finance is also an up and coming industry, and many products have been developed, which are here, and I will expand on these concepts more than just the products. Why were these products developed? Especially Ahwat Foundation in Pakistan is a prime example that I would like you to know more about. From here, so I have actually developed a module on community finance as well, because I feel community finance is another name for microfinance. So I will actually share with you more on this. Now we come to the practitioner level course. So once you've done the beginner's level, I would urge you to take up both, because it's like a continuation. The beginner is more about, it's more broader in a broader sense, But then you come to the practitioner level, and then the scope is just Islamic microfinance and developing your own community funds or solutions, your community banks. I mean, the possibilities are endless. So this is very briefly explained here. What would be in the practitioner level? Again, we will actually go deeper into the maqasid as well, and the historic reference of Islamic microfinance and of community finance in an Islamic context. And then financial inclusion, what does that mean for community mobilization? Because there are many brilliant models available, case studies out in the market that you can study, and we will do that together. And the third one is my favorite one, because as much as I've researched in these, I would introduce you to the idea. I'm sure you're familiar with Karte Hassan, but how we can utilize that and how that can supplement all the other products that are available. And finally, we will learn how Akhwat managed to hold its grounds for about 20 years now, starting with $100 or 10,000 rupees to now reaching up to over a billion rupees. And they have served more than 4 million families in Pakistan. And so the sustainability aspect of how you can sustain interest-free loan, or Karde Hassan concept, is so beautiful and interesting, which I would like to explore more with you. Sorry, excuse me. This is the thing about isolation, that you don't talk too much. Okay, so in a very innovative way, I will explain this solution to you, which of course was to eradicate poverty and poverty alleviation, especially in Pakistan, but it could also be utilized as an innovative model which can substitute with other products and community finance models. And what do you get out of it? I mean, I always believe that learning and knowledge, you get knowledge out of knowledge and learning, which is the most, I know it's intangible, but it is the outcome I would desire, that you learn new things, new concept. So learning in itself is a wonderful journey. It's so awe-inspiring. But yes, of course, we look for some tangible outcomes as well. So having the certificate, especially the beginner one, and if you take the bundle and you complete both, then there are chances for you would be very well equipped to work with Islamic or even non-banking Islamic finance institutions. You can help them, you can consult them, you can become part of research institutions and organizations, charity organizations. There is a huge need and demand, especially in the charity sector, for solutions coming from microfinance or maybe interest-free loans as well, Karte Hassan. You can initiate your own community project and fund, sorry, excuse me. And also you will get access to a lot of content that I will develop for you, which could be used for reference for you. And acknowledgement is you will also get access to Akhwat's network and community, and the certificate will come from them and TAIF and ISRA. ISRA is also part of TCA. which is a global, worldwide research community, having representation in South Africa, Nigeria, Zimbabwe, Jordan. So you become part of our community as well.